All right, we are live. Hello, hello. Happy New Year. I will wait a moment to see if we have anyone available to hop on for the live. And if you are tuning in later, thank you for taking this time to practice with me. So for today's meditation, we're going to do something a little bit different, and it will be more active and kind of experiential. So with the new year, I thought it would be nice to do a intention setting practice, and also a reflective practice, letting go of the year before 2022 and just processing that year and reflecting on, what we learned and what we're ready to let go of. And then when we make that space available, then we can really find more clarity about the intentions that we want to set for 2023. So with that being said, I do encourage a journal for this practice, and that could be an old journal you have laying around or just, a scrap piece of paper. But it really makes a difference, I believe, when we're physically writing down these things and putting it on paper and seeing it reflected. But if you'd like, you could also just do this within your mind and visualize. That's fine too. So if you need a moment to grab a pen and paper, please do that. And the nice thing about having this video posted and available for replay is you can come back to it and take more time and pause the video if you want to dive a little bit deeper into the practice. I will offer a few moments after each prompt for you to write something down or simply to visualize and reflect. But again, if you want to rewatch it while you're able to pause the video, that may be helpful so you can really get all of your thoughts down without feeling rushed at all. So just a thought and an option for you. But before we get into the reflective intention setting, we will get grounded and centered with a moment of mindfulness. So wherever you're at, if you're seated, see if you can plant both of the feet firmly, sitting evenly on your sits bones, maybe resting up against the back of a chair or using your postural muscles to support a seated position that feels really comfortable and supportive for you. And if you enjoy meditating in a lying down position, please get yourself comfortable in that way, using blankets or pillows or anything else that can support your comfort within this practice. I always say that the preparation of the practice is equally as important as the practice itself. Not only does it allow us to be more comfortable and less distracted throughout the practice, but it reminds us that beyond a formal practice, everything in our life can be done mindfully and from the intention of it being sacred, which I think is really important and really beautiful to consider. And then once you're in your comfortable position, if you'd like, and if it feels comfortable to do so, you can close your eyes or just soften the gaze and begin to relax the muscles of the face. And then just begin to tune into the feeling of your body in your seated or lying down position. And mindfully observe the contact points between your body and the surface supporting your body. And remembering that when we practice mindfulness, it is simply the practice of paying attention through the lens of loving awareness. So no matter what comes up and what you become aware of, we do that and witness that with compassion, kindness, and acceptance, without the need to fix or change anything or push anything away. Just fully accepting each moment and fully accepting yourself as you are. And remembering that that is always enough. And then begin to notice your breath. And again, without changing anything just yet, we're just noticing, practicing paying attention to the flow of the breath and how it is moving through the body. The breath can reflect a lot about how we are feeling in each experience. When we are uncomfortable or anxious or overwhelmed, the breath tends to be really fast and shallow and short. Whereas if we are in a space that feels really comfortable and peaceful, then the breath will reflect that by flowing really smoothly and gently. The breath is deep and expansive, and we feel at ease. And the empowering part about this awareness is that when we notice the breath is reflecting anxious qualities, we can then make a conscious choice to direct the breath in a specific way, to give our body a signal and guidance into settling into a more relaxed and harmonized state. So gradually and incrementally begin to deepen and expand your breath in a way that feels comfortable and supportive to you. And without causing any added strain or discomfort, but just staying curious and open and committed to lengthening every breath in and every breath out. And as we begin this contemplative meditation, I first invite you to just bring to mind a single word that reflects the feeling of 2022. Thinking back, reflecting on the year, and if there was one word to describe the feeling behind what you experienced, what would it be? And once you have identified that word, if you'd like, you can write it down in your journal or just keep it in your mind. And then considering the feeling behind that word. What are 3 things that you learned about yourself in 2022? 3 things that you learned about yourself. And then bring to mind 3 things that you are grateful for. 3 things that you are grateful for from 2022. And this can be a person, an experience, a thing, a place, maybe a really good piece of advice or a funny moment with a friend, a walk in nature. 3 most valuable things that you're grateful for in 2022. And that those 3 things may be really easy to think of, and you may have a really long list of things to choose from. And if it was a difficult year, it may feel really difficult to find even just 3 things. So wherever you're at, just know that it is okay. But bringing these things onto your paper or reflecting into your mind. And then lastly, writing down or bringing to mind 3 things that you are ready and willing to let go of. What are 3 things that you'd like to close this chapter on and leave behind in 2022? What are 3 things that you are ready and willing to let go of and no longer carry with you? And then on a brand new page, or completely cleaning the slate within your mind, beginning to think about the next chapter of 2023. And bringing to mind one word that will inspire this year, or one word that you'd like to cultivate or embody within this new year. What would that word be? And then thinking about 3 things that you want to experience, or 3 feelings that you want to call into your life in 2023. What would those be? And then thinking about 3 action steps that can help you to experience and embody those things or feelings. 3 action steps, and they can be very simple and something that you can take action on today. What are 3 things that you can do to bring you closer to the dreams and desires that you wish to bring to life. And maybe even thinking about the 3 things that you wrote about what you learned about yourself and using that to create your action step. And then lastly, writing down or thinking about 3 words of affirmation or phrases that resonate with you and that you can reference anytime you need a little spark of motivation or a remembrance of why these things are important for you to achieve in this year. And when you write down these affirmations, try to do so using the I am principle. So, for example, stating, I am committed to taking the best care of myself every single day. When we use the I am principle, it actually activates a certain part of the brain, which helps us to identify more closely with that thing and to help us achieve and feel those experiences on a deeper level. But it's important that we phrase these affirmations in a way that is believable and true to some degree already. Because if we make an affirmation that we don't believe in, or if it feels too far out of reach, simply saying these affirmations probably won't feel good. So really being intentional and deliberate about the words that you're using, and knowing that these affirmations can always be adjusted and adapted into a new belief system. And then if you are writing in your journal, you can put your pen or pencil down for a moment and return into a mindful awareness state. And I just invite you to visualize your year of 2023. And just as we did with the affirmations, making it believable and realistic for where you are and where you'd like to be. Yet also recognizing that truly anything is possible and we are more capable than we give ourselves credit for. So don't be afraid to dream big and know that you can achieve it. And you can hold on to this visualization as long as you'd like. But whenever you're ready, you can bring your awareness back. And a few things to consider with the intention setting practice that we did. Some people like to keep both of those lists out in some place that you can see them regularly. It may also be helpful to tear up or burn the paper for 2022. And that can be symbolic for some people as a way to cleanse and release and to really let go of that old energy and old year. And then for the 2023 vision, I think it's really helpful to have it someplace that you will see it often to remind you of the vision that you hold and that you wish to bring to life. And that can serve as a really great reminder and to give you inspiration of the action steps that you need to take to get there. So I hope you enjoyed this practice. It was a little bit different from what we usually do. You know, I try to switch it up every month, but this was the most interactive practice. But I thought it was fitting with it being the new year. And as always, if there's anything that you want to share or any questions that you have about the practice or anything that you would like to practice in the future, please reach out to me and we can make that happen. And I love to just chat about your experiences and see what comes up for you. It's a great way to connect. And I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I hope that January is a great month with positive momentum to propel you into a great year of 2023. Thank you for practicing with me. I'll see you next month.